There's a huge backstab opportunity here, but it's going to be on the timings. And Exercise catches one. Goofy goes down very early here, and that starts to make life awkward. Pot Flash to get the CTs in, but it blinds them up as much as it does the Ts, and Snatchy will grab a second. Sobble chimes in with one more, and now this starts to look very ugly indeed. 2-on-4, body in towards short. The monster flank is there, but with Afro only managing a couple of taps, he's really not distracting well enough. Sparrow hits the first and body. Oh, 1v4 is not where you want to be in this pistol. The bomb already halfway ticked. He doesn't even have a defuse kit in hand, and Snatchy, well, he is just playing with his prey here at this point. He will finally go down, but he's bought so much time. That bomb is so far ticked. Sparrow is so fast on the flank that even with body finding these kills, it is just the consolation prize. Round has to go the way of Wisla.
Yeah, it'll be a small bit of money, I suppose, into this next round where they might buy. We'll see exactly what they decide on. But yeah, Wisla kept it
with utility on a couple of players. Jocko has dropped pretty much all of his up towards A.
Yeah, hoping to just kind of warn them away for now. The goal, of course, being to push them in towards B, where the weapons will hopefully have a bit more success, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're all pushing out Monster already. Unfortunately, HEET weren't quite ready. They're caught in rotation, and despite a kill from Lucky, that doesn't really look to be enough. Soball has one more player to deal with here in the pit. It's actually going to be quite patient, and it works out perfectly for him. Down to 4 health, sure, but again, they've managed to just lock the 2 remaining players out of the bomb site. And Joko and Afro realize there's not really much that they can do. Both players forced away. No kills yet either, as they've been left in this position a couple of times, and it's even only one M4 that they're going to carry over. I don't think there's anything for Afro to recover. Although, actually, sorry, a player did die at the back of mid here, so he might be trying to recover that weapon.
To be a little more proactive with things. You can see Jocko holding in the bathrooms for a while, now going to start aggressing up long. Lucky, after getting that initial pick, has reset his angle and is going to play an off one towards the bins. The flashbang is good though. Jedka will be traded 1-for-1. Afro, this time with the scout out towards long, is just buying time for the flank, and you can see Jocko on the minimap absolutely hightailing it through. Snatchy firing away on that AWP has got no idea. That's a free kill for Jocko, and now the T side is stuck. They've got to cover their backs, and they've got to try and make their way into the site, and there is 4 CT players ready and waiting for them with 30 seconds left on the clock. Afro even considering going through that smoke as Jocko gets himself an AWP, and with 25 seconds, where do they even plant? Goofy's going to try and stick it open to Bank, just about gets away with it, but it leaves him 1v4, and Afro will deal with him much better from HEET.
Yeah, I liked it. They didn't have the nades either, so just do some damage, fall back, and play on that retake. And as you can see, just having the positions, the ability to spam in. Instead, who ends up having to take it against Sparrow in the background. He does a bit of damage, takes just as much pretty much, so I don't think sticking around here is going to be a good idea, but he needs to bait it out for his teammate, and he lines them up. Joko gets away with 2 somehow. Does over peak, I'd say, afterwards. Didn't really need to give his life away there. The man advantage could have been very handy. But look at this timing. That player coming deep in through connector right now. He's not actually going to spot them moving up connector towards middle, but he might have the ability for a flank. The problem is Snatchy goes down. Can Soball make it in time to have the impact now before his team starts to deal with the issues as well? And there you go. He at least finds Exercise. His teammate wrapping back in from long as well. May be able to catch Lucky, who's pretty open. There we go. Indeed, it's going to be brought down now to just body left standing. And they should have an idea that he's towards this A bomb site as he has been before. And because of that, they're going to hightail it down connector.
Should be able to get it freely as well. They even had a molly to potentially use, but instead they're going to lob it onto this B site, expecting the CT play in his body. Charging down Con after them, who will get an initial frag. Buys himself the 1v1. He's got utility to play with as well. Sobble is jammed into this site. There's really nothing he can do. The molly goes water. Won't quite clear him out. Body's just going to go for it, and Sobble is there. Finds the kill. It's an absolute arm wrestler.
In the same fashion, if they were to split him with the player they have outside Monster. Oh, and they've spotted him, so they're likely to do that.
Oh, Goofy's taking a lot of damage. Goes down, and that's actually forcing Wisla to rethink the plan. More support flooding in after that initial frag, and you can see the confidence starting to brew in HEET. Lucky manages to double up onto Jedka. A little bit of a cheeky smoke play from Jocko, grabs a third, and once again, the plan really falls by in tatters for Wisla. Like you said, it felt like they had a really solid split onto that short player. Instead, it's Afro picking off Sparrow at the extremities of the map and leaving Sobble in a 1v5. He'll at least get the initial kill, but down to 16 HPs. Health points. Normally we take that S off the end, but apparently my brain is just feeling it this evening. And with bomb down on long, there really is nothing more Sobble can do. To really break through it. For the T side, there's no flashes at all. 2 smokes, 2 mollies. They're going to try and lurk out Monster. We've seen this work previously for Sparrow. He's already all the way out before anyone even looks his way. Exercise. Smoke goes into the molly that's intended to flush him out, so they know in all likelihood there's a player there. A nade dunks onto him down to 42, but Wisla is stalled with 40 seconds left. Yes, they're out Monster, but they're yet to really get into the site itself. Body is still there. Exercise still alive. Finally, Sobble deals with Jocko. And they expect Exercise. They know this is his cheeky play. So as Afro trades 1-for-1, he will be hunted down and dealt with. His death has bought Body a little bit of room to breathe, though, and the double spray down connects. Sobble on 10 HP, having got the initial pick to get them in, is the last to die at the sword. He play it, so it's not all lost yet for Wisla, and a 6th round here would be a big win, but Body with the flashbang in has found yet more purchase. Goofy goes down early. Snatchy, admittedly on the angle, but you have to imagine Body isn't going to give him it, and he actually flushes him right into Jocko. Aggression compounded on aggression, and it works out beautifully for the CT side. It's going to lead to the B pot, but Exercise is waiting for it. Heat know exactly what the response to their aggression is, and they get a 1-for-1 trade at the very least from it. 2-on-4 now. Exercise, admittedly in no man's land, will go down, but it's still that man advantage, and a full 3-man retake to come in from short. They haven't really got the utility for this Heat. 1 flashbang on Body is all they've got, so maybe Jedka and Sparrow can steal something away here. Their after-plant positions aren't great. Bomb is planted nice and open, though, and that does start to sow the seeds of doubt. Afro spotted, tapped away by Jedka, but there's the trade again from Jocko, and Sparrow is left. 1v2 to contend with, so many angles to hold. There's no real utility. Jocko smokes off the bomb, and that gives Sparrow time. Body looks to play it from on high, and there's the clutch. 1v2. Wisla have their 6th round right at the death of things.
Sign for them.
This is the pistol that Wisla would desperately want to be taking as well. Like we said, getting that AWP onto Snatchy early, giving him the impact he's after, and well, Jedka trying to give him the opportunity to do so. Sparrow chiming in with another, even as he's dinked up through the wall, down to half HP, willing to brawl up close and personal, but that's his undoing. Exercise and Lucky responding in kind to buy the 2-on-3. There is a fast flank here. Goofy, not expected just yet, will be able to grab at least one as Exercise doesn't quite land the shot he was after. And that starts to throw this plant into disarray as well. Afro is isolated out towards the truck, and Goofy is resetting his angle. Lucky has no idea. He'll be tapped away from the back, and Afro, well, he's got to clutch out 1v2. He's baited the rotation down to be out. Sobble has fallen for it, but he takes his knife out at the worst possible moment, and now they know. They know exactly what's about to come through. Goofy is already all the way into short, and surely as soon as he hears that bomb going down, he is actually going to go Monster. I thought he'd peek out short. And that's given Afro perhaps a second lease at life here. He's going to play this one aggressively, knowing he needs an early pick here because Goofy's position an utter unknown. And as he sneaks out Monster, timing going to be absolutely everything. Afro gets the first, though, and he hears the drop. He knows exactly where Sobble is, and he'll find the 1v2. Clutch up from Afro, and a critical pistol falls.
He just won't really have any chance at all to put in a fight. Although that 1 kill on towards Body before the bomb has even gone down. On towards where the bomb is actually in place could maybe turn things around if they get lucky, especially. And there you go, the timing was horrible. The problem is Soball doesn't realize the bomb is back in spawn. If he had pushed forward, he could have taken control of it, and with there not being a lot of time, that could have been what they needed. But they're still maybe even getting it done on kills.
They don't know they've got the A site. The T side have abandoned it to try and get that bomb, and that started to make things even more awkward. 30 seconds left. Suddenly, Wisla are thinking we can do this. Utility up onto the A site should start to give the game away. Sobble and Jedka should be able to rotate in without too much trouble. In 20 seconds, that bomb's still a long way away. If they can deny it, if they can flood this site with bodies with 15 seconds left on the clock, it starts to get very ugly. Jocko hightailing it in. This timing is going to be everything. Afro dodges the flashbang but can't land the shot, and that's bomb down. 5 seconds. Not like this, Double Pony. Oh, I'm calling you Double Pony because that is an old school error. You cannot be giving those. So they got the pauses in the back pocket. Just take your time with this. Make sure no mistakes to be made. Jedka boosting up, looking for a big opening pick, and he'll grab it. Snatchy with one of his own as well. Picking off Afro deep outside Monster. We said that AWP needed to start having impact, and it's done just that. Jedka chimes in with one more through the wood. And this round, as quick as it began, is almost immediately done for Heat. They wanted to up the pace into Short and Monster respectively, and well, Wisla have matched that man for man. 2-on-5 now for Exercise and Lucky, and with a 6-round buffer, the only thing they should really be looking for here is damage. Take away 2-3 rifles. Keep that CT economy on a knife edge, And then if you could steal this next round away, then it's just going to go from bad to worse, and Wisla really shouldn't be able to buy.
And that would be the ideal position. Keep them as close to broken as possible. Oh, economy-wise and mind-wise, I suppose at this point losing a few players definitely wouldn't help with the mentality. Nice shot by Exercise. He does a little spin afterwards as a celebration. But I don't think there's really much more they can come away with. Although, as I say that, Lucky picks off one, but the flank he is not expecting. It looked like maybe he was turning around to wait for it. But
could not have been worse for Wisla. Jedka was just starting to think, maybe I should be making a play out long here. Maybe I should be trying to catch something, get some aggression going. And instead, he's got to try and make his way all the way down to Snatchy, who at least has made it viable. He's picked one off on the extremities. Body transferring that bomb across has been found. Exercise the next to chance his arm, and Snatchy is up for it. 3 kills in this round already. Low HP, admittedly, and I don't think he's going to expect Lucky. Up close and personal. One shot from death. Snatchy, oh, he pulls the trigger too soon. They know where one is, but Jocko is being cheeky about this. Playing up close to the smoke. He spots Snatchy. He whiffs the shot. They know where both of these players are now. They know exactly what to expect, but that bomb is their worst enemy. Already halfway ticked. Jedka deals with one, and it's on to Lucky. 1v2. He should have been spotted there. He sprays down one. Whiffs the spray on the second initially, and Jedka will do just enough. He's got the kit. He's got the time. He's got double digits for Wisla.
Into a recoverable position, and this is definitely the hardest of the hurdles right now to overcome. Sparrow not able to catch Joko. The timing on his peak was just a little bit too late. If he went out a second earlier, maybe he would have got him. Instead, Sobol needs to hit a nice shot, although I don't think Lucky's going to give him the chance until his teammate's ready to peek from connector either, so they should at least be ready for a trade once this comes through. They know they don't really need to give any chances away. They have the advantage. They have the weapons in their favor as well, and, well, opening up the door right there just functions as a little bit of a distraction, I suppose. The body twitching on the ground as well. Very violent.
Hey, Sobol into it. HEET are playing this so smart. As much as they fumbled it a few times on this T side, really tightening things up into this round. The only thing I will note, again, is they've left the bomb deep in spawn. That's a classic matchmaking fumble, so we'll have to see if that comes back to haunt them, as it has so many times. But the boost up is so smart. Catches Goofy. They know he's got to be holding both angles at once, and that severely limits how many positions he can realistically play for inside of the site. 35 seconds left, though. Bomb is on its way. Looking for that same-day delivery as Body, as he'll go and fetch it. And with all 5 players exploding onto the B site, this should be a done deal. Everyone is here for Wisla. Not that it amounts to very much. 1 Deagle and 1 Scout, all they've really got to work with, and they're holding the wrong side to deny bomb. Lucky in with 1. Snatchy whips the shot, and it's a 1v5 to contend with. Hasn't even got his AWP. It's a tag, but nothing more. It's a round that if it was anything other than map point, he'd be looking to save that Scout, seeing if maybe he could get away with something into the next. But instead, he's left with the impossible task of trying to clutch this one up. Only Body 1 shot for him as well. This is not going to happen. He tries for the no-scope. It doesn't connect. HEET marching their way to a 16-10 victory on their opposite. Up on A, both playing close-range angles and both having a lot of heavy lifting to do here. Jocko on the off angle does get taken down, but he's quickly traded away by Exercise. And that leaves Sparrow completely alone out towards these coffins, trying to run and gun his way around with that USP, but it's the B site completely under siege here. Plant to be conceded as well, as Lucky will look to grab that one down. Body trying to pre-fire the angle, does leave Exercise high and dry. Strings him out, and Snatchy quite happily plucks him off the line. Body now up close and personal, gonna have 3 targets to deal with. Deals with 2 before his own teammate takes him out. Lucky trying to back him up, leaves himself 1v2. Goofy dinked and dealt with, and it's into the 1v1. Sobol playing around this angle. Lucky has to reload, dies for the new boxes, wants the angle, and on the drive-by will find it. And they're going to charge up into this B site. Lucky just driving by, deals with Jedka. Sparrow gets 1 shot, but he's out of ammo. Will have to retreat behind the Molotov. He swings again, and then the flank comes in from Exercise. Yes, it's a 1-for-1, but it buys the time for the plant to go down. Snatchy charging through the smokes. Knows he has to have impact in this one with that AWP, but now smoked off. And that bomb just continues to tick away, taunting this CT side. Pulling them into the retake. Body on the high ground, has support from beneath. CT smoke goes out, and spamming through it. Body finding good connection onto Sobol as the CTs try to escape. Both of them tagged down. It's all unconfirmed damage, so I don't think we'll really see HEET looking to overextend and hunt this too much. But once again, Body just trusted as the entry warrior. Lucky drives in. And a huge kill to open things up once again. It's just simple stuff done by
Heavy action about to go down, as you can see over in the apartments, and Snatchy, he snatches up a kill for himself. Goofy's going to be able to come away with one in towards middle as well, shutting down what looked to be a quicker approach on A. But it's not actually going to stop them. They still want to move forward, but they're not getting anywhere. Snatchy, having repositioned, has opportunities coming at him one by one, which is not how you want to give the op any his fights, rather.
Okay. Here we
That was
go.
rough.
Smooth sailing. Couple of ticks of damage this time for the CT side. A 3-man setup, in fact. Snatchy posted on the AWP, holds the long angle. Sobble holds for anything out the bedroom, and Goofy is there to back his man up. It's an intriguing setup. It's not one you normally see, but again, it leaves that B site just a little bit vulnerable. And exercise, that is nasty. Catches it. Jocko catches a second. They try and disassemble the setup, and it's 4 kills on the trot. That is disgusting. Sparrow, that's a consolation kill. But he's smoked off from things. His own smoke keeps him out of this fight. The bomb will work its way back around, and oh my goodness. That whole setup falls apart from one spam through. Exercise, it's the default bedroom spam. He catches the headshot early. They start to try and disassemble it, and right as they do, well, who else is ready and waiting but Choco there to take the second. The third one does in for a clean head. Going to be everything. Snatchy wants to go through it. Flashbanged off the first angle. He's going to swing wide. Needs to hit it. Miss. Exercise open for the punishment. Will be traded 1-for-1, and the nade is doing good work. T-side stalling out just a little bit. Exercise will cut down one on the flank, but the bomb is still committed to short here, and that leaves Body vulnerable. Swing comes in. Afro in no position to trade on this AWP, and now he's stuck. 30 seconds left. He's got the bomb. He needs to get into this site, but Goofy is locking him down, and he can't quite land those shots. Exercise swinging wide will land the first, but now Sobble is taken to the grave, and Sparrow is left 1v2. Bomb to go down still. But as that plant comes through, this needs a miracle of a clutch to come in. The Molotov is burning at the feet of Lucky. That's forced him wide. Sparrow surely has heard that, surely knows where to look, but it doesn't even matter. Afro lands the shot. It's 9.
Isn't able to hold this down for his team right now, and there might even be a Rapture the Arch. There's 2 of them in the smoke already.
Jedka's aware of the possibility, having peeked wide and not seen anything, but he's isolated again. He's got 2 men to deal with, and he finds neither. Afro, meanwhile, picks off Goofy as he looks to support, and again, they're just threading the needle, this T-side. Jocko will hold for any kind of rotation. Snatchy will be left solo, and while I asked of a hero, stage has been set, and it has very quickly had the curtain closed. Body, clean headshot, finds his man. Oh, you couldn't write a worse tragedy. 11. Heat just landing their shots. It's not anything tricksy. It's not anything spectacular. Heat are just hitting everything that is asked of them. And Wisla, well, it's quite the opposite story. That really sums it up. A whiffed spray from Sparrow. Lucky takes full advantage. Something out initially. Here comes the CT counter utility, and with time limited, they're going to have to pop out of it regardless. Damage done initially. Exercise charge down Sobble. And Snatchy inside of this site. We need a big round from him. He's stuck for now with 25 seconds left on the clock. He has support rotating in. The nade is decent from Goofy. And for now, they've got them trapped. 20 seconds left. Snatchy responds, gets bomb down, but he's traded immediately by Lucky. Bomb's still just about able to transfer to the site. If Lucky can charge across alive, Goofy deals with his support lines, and Jedka wallbangs the planter down. That's the hero kill. Afro will have to stick the plant in the 1v3. He'll be charged from all sides. It's 12-3 as we head into the halftime. Wisla hanging on by a thread. Can they continue to do so? We'll have to see after the break. We have to cut our boys short there as we do get straight back into the action with the pistol. And of course, it's more aggression. Of course, it's more kills. Afro on the Julies gets 2 immediately. Sparrow's dinked down to 3 HP. Oh, man, we cut back and the destruction just continues. Full banana control established. Jedka, yeah, you've got utility, so Sparrow, but what are you expecting to do with it? There's Julies, there's pistols, there's Jocko continuing to find damage. And with just 89 HP between the 2 remaining T-side players, they are praying for a miracle at this point. They know they've got players pinned in banana, but what can they really do about it? Sobble at least hits a nice banger to open things up. Still got to deal with Jocko and Afro up close and personal, though, and that includes 3 guns rather than the traditional 2, as Jocko is really running out of ammo. Sobel will be able to punish again, and now this gets interesting. Afro starting to swing wide, is tagging down his opponents well. There's the shot that he needed so desperately, and Sparrow on 3 HP, just a bullet, a whisper from death as he tries to swing in. Nice P250 kill for 1. Spots out Lucky, needs to be clean and crisp from here on in, and Julie's, I'm not sure, are quite the gun to do it. He's not going to check exercise. Execution style for 13.
Yeah, these 2 maps, let alone give a challenge. Afro, though, taking a ton of damage there as he goes for a wild play, and really that's just going to be what they're going for across the board here on HEET. They don't even have that many weaker weapons in play. They just want to try something wild. Considering how the game's been going for them so far, you can understand the willingness to take some risks. Unfortunately, it's not paying off, and the risk they're taking in the gamble to stack up A, that's not going to pay off either, as it looks like B is being taken as they continue to even pick off some of these A players, leaving just a lurker there. So this is going to be a round for Wisla, a clean one as well, which is exactly how they needed to start their T side. But it's just the first of many, many rounds that are needed with absolutely no mistakes. At most, they can drop 1 round, of course, and play for an overtime. But you do not want to have to do that right now when they need to then pull it into the overtime and then go on and win a 3rd map as well.
That round really felt like he knew they had an 11-round buffer, threw the kitchen sink at it. Fine, we still got 10 rounds to play with, right? Plenty of time, plenty of lead. They're going to lose all the rifles, though, and that's nice from Jedka. Like a cheeky little double spray down to deal with the remainder. So
not in a bad position. The problem is they've stacked this heavy towards B, and right now Wisla are looking to shift their attention back towards A, as are HEET.
They've just realised their mistake, I think. Body saw it, calls for it, but if they don't commit through that smoke, they know. It's a double back. They start to re-rotate. The presence back in towards this A site. Afro will regain control of long. And it's going to be the apartments pop here. 3-player setup on the site itself for the CT side of HEET as they look to work their way out. Afro playing Skeet manages to hit the initial shot. The nade will trade the death of Lucky in kind, and now there's still an even 2-on-2 on this side. Goofy going to charge through the smoke, looking here, there, and everywhere. Exercise has caught him as he tries to hunt down his AWPer, and it leaves Sparrow 1v3. Nice headshot onto Afro to open things up. Needs a lot more than that, though, and body swinging wide will deal with him. 15 on the board. The rifles come out. The message over towards A as the full commit comes through. The rotation through long is going to be completely smoked out. It's going to be onto Exercise and Afro to get almost all of the work done. That's if Lucky through the smoke doesn't find something. Sobel with 1. He expects Exercise. He knows where to look for him, and he'll only get a 1-for-1. Another big kill for Snatchy through the smoke, and that should be the round. Jocko and Body are going to give it a go in the retake at the very least, but the afterplant setup is promising. Sobel in the mini pit. Goofy and Snatchy to set themselves up on the crossfire inside of the site itself. Snatchy going to be a huge issue here for the CT side. They look to swing together, try and bait the shot out. No such luck. Snatchy hits the first. He hits the second as well. 8 on the board. 7 more required. Exactly.
Snatchy does quite a bit as well, so they've just been successful in these early moments of weakening up 2 players already from Wisla. They haven't been able to keep any map control, but they have now even claimed an opening kill. Jedger gets spammed down through the smoke by Body. That is going to be a bit of revenge for when he got wall-banged up on the overpass map, I suppose.
That's a big opening pick as well, because the 2 half HP players are still on the board and both incredibly vulnerable to the mollies and HEs that HEET still have available. And you can see for Wisla, yes, they've got the utility to execute, but where do you look to go in this situation? Where do you look to play out? It's going to be the B site hit with 3, leaving just the lurk of Sobel over towards A to try and get it done. This hit is now do or die time. They have a Molotov to stall this as well, but it's rotating away. Body always thinking about it on that speedway. This timing is going to be critical. Jocko is alone for now in CT. He doesn't have any utility to stall this hit. They're going to flash wide. They're going to try and take the fight. Jocko gets a freebie. That baits them into Body, who doubles it. Snatchy desperate for the angle. Won't get anything at all. Jocko pre-fires it on the round, and with 20 seconds left, Sobel 1v5. Jocko spots him. He's going to dive on him, but it will be the AWP that finishes the job. It will be he.